This video is going to go over the counting principle, or basically we're going to figure out how many different outcomes there could be without really creating a tree diagram or a list. This first example says Jennifer is at her local sandwich shop and she wants to order one of the daily specials. The types of bread she can pick from are wheat, oat and honey, and rye bread. Next, she needs to decide whether to get ham or turkey. Then last, she's going to select American, Swiss, or cheddar cheese to finish her order. So normally it says create a tree diagram to show all the possible combinations to order her sandwich. Well, we are going to not create a tree diagram. We are just going to do something else. We are going to use a number sentence to create a way to find the total number of outcomes for ordering the sandwich. So the first thing we need to do is look at all the different types of categories we have. So the first thing you need is the type of bread. Then we have the type of meat, ham or turkey. And then last, we're going to get the type of cheese. Okay, the breads were right up here too. Okay, so now underneath, I can label out my categories. I have bread. Then I had meat. And then I had cheese. To find the total number, we would multiply these together, and then that will give us our total amount. So how many types of bread were there? We had wheat, oat and honey, and then rye. So that's 3 types of bread. Meat is ham or turkey. So that's 2. And then cheese, there's American, Swiss, and cheddar. So that's 3. If all I do is multiply these together to get the total, 3 times 2 is 6. And then 6 times 3 makes 18. Okay, so I would have 18 total different sandwiches she could make. Now the next thing, it says how many different outcomes would have turkey. Okay, so when we get ready to do this one, we still have all of our breads. The meat, though, this time we're only going to have, so I'm going to put 3 back for the bread. This time we're only going to have 1 because it says it has to have turkey. And then the cheese, we still can choose all the types of cheese that there were there. Okay, only 1 for the meat because now we're only going to do turkey. If I do 3 times 1 times 3, that's basically just saying 3 times 3, which is 9. So there would be 9 different ways to get the turkey sandwich. All right, the second example we're going to look at in the same scenarios or style of answering the question. It says, David is about to play a game with his friend using a spinner and a normal number cube. The spinner has 4 equal sections, red, blue, green, and yellow. And the die has the numbers 1 through 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Use a tree diagram to show all the possible outcomes when that he can get when he spins 1 time and rolls 1 time during the game. So again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a tree diagram, but I am going to show all the possible outcomes, and I'm going to do that down here by just using a number sentence. Again, we want to look at the categories. So our first thing is we have a spinner that has 4 sections, and then we have a number cube that has 1 through 6. So when I come down here to set up my problem for my number sentence, I'm going to label what the categories are. There was a spinner and then a number cube. The spinner, when we go back up here and look at it, It has red, blue, green, and yellow. So that means there's 4 items on the spinner. And then when we go back and look at the number cube, it has 1 through 6. So that means there's 6 items in that category. So to get the total, we just simply multiply the categories together. 4 times 6 is 24. So there would be 24 total outcomes for that situation. And we found that all just by using a number sentence, not even doing the tree diagram. So now looking at the bottom, it says, what are David's chances of winning if he needs to get blue on the spinner and an even number on the number cube? So the things I'm looking for, blue on the spinner, even on the number cube. So if I set this up similar to the way I just did the other one, so on the spinner, if you want to get blue, there was only one section of blue on the spinner. Okay, then on the number cube, if I want to get even, the numbers that are even are 2, 4, and 6. So that means there's 3 possible ways to get an even number. And again, instead of drawing a tree diagram and counting all the branches, I'm simply going to use the multiplication sentence 3 times 1 and say there's only 3 total ways to get blue with an even number.